Is the strike still going on, yes or no?
Delivery pickets tomorrow.
Well, we're going to find out when we find out.
All right, thank you everyone for tuning back into Unicorn Riot so quickly after the last stream. Here in front of CTU headquarters, delegates are streaming out. We have no idea on what was decided in there, whether they we don't even know if they voted or not yet. Nobody is answering our questions. They said they have a constitution and a process to go through. So individuals, our delegates, have not been giving us answers. Nobody is saying anything here, so we'll hopefully find out from the press liaison after this. But the fact that they're all storming out before we get an announcement is very unlike 2012. I would assume there was not a vote today. I'm just guessing. But based on this, I would assume that there was not even a vote.
Standing on that side of the ribbon and not blocking the sidewalk, that would be super awesome. And I'd really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
And we're here, Chicago, Illinois. Thanks, everyone.
All these folks get through here.
I think we're trying to do that.
Thank you so much for your help.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. That's really awesome.
So again, all of the 600 plus delegates now are filing out of the CTU headquarters. We don't have any announcement on what happened, but the fact that they're all filing out without us getting an announcement at the same time and no one's talking is probably not good news for school being on tomorrow. We were hearing rumors from inside. There was a lot of contention with specifically on things like the veteran pay for teachers, for veteran teachers, is not in writing. It was just verbally discussed over a table from the city, and a lot of veteran teachers are not happy about that. They want it in writing. That's what they've been saying this whole time. And one of the other sticking points is making up for the missed school days that the city says they do not want to do. And
why don't you just sit right here?
And do you think you're going to get all 10 back?
We're not sure. We'll have to figure that out.
Do you have to come back again?
Are you hoping to hear from Lightfoot tonight?
I don't know if we'll hear from her tonight, but hopefully by tomorrow we'll know something.
What are your thoughts on how this has all played out?
I just think it's ridiculous that as teachers, this is what we have to do. I don't think I've come from a professional employment before, and I've never seen anything like this. I just think it's so disrespectful, and so much that teachers have to go through all this just to get what we deserve and to get respect to be able to teach.
What's your name?
Deborah Woods.
Can you spell it, please?
D-E-B-R-A, Woods, W-O-O-D-S.
And where do you teach?
I teach at Crown Academy.
Do you think that the strike should be expanded to a general strike to shut the city of Chicago down?
No, I don't think we need to shut the city of Chicago down. I just think we need to do what we need to do to get what we deserve. If that means shutting the entire city down, I guess so.
do you mind if I ask you a couple questions? I missed the first part of that. Was there a vote tonight?
There was a vote.
And what was the result of the vote?
So majority are agreeing to tentative agreement for the contract proposals contingent upon the mayor returning our instructional days. So giving us our instructional days back. So it's contingent.
It's not set in stone yet?
It's not set in stone just yet.
Are there pickets tomorrow?
We gotta wait and see. I think so.
So does this mean members of the bargaining team will be meeting with the mayor and her people tomorrow?
I would assume.
Okay, and then based on what happens there, do you think there'll be another delegate meeting scheduled for tomorrow night? Or what would cause another delegate meeting to be?
I think the CTU, the members of the board will make a decision as to what happens going forward. We're relinquishing that right to them as long as we can get some of our days back, or majority or all of our days back.
And what about the veteran teacher pay? Is it true that's not in writing? They agreed to it, but not in writing?
It's not in writing currently. Like, it's not laid out, so.
Okay.
That's
Do you think that the teachers are going to have enough time to study this agreement before voting on it? Will they be given?
Well, I think we're all pretty interested in getting to know what's in the information, so I think tonight, tomorrow, will be days that I am sure teachers will be looking at the information.
One more question for you. prep time for teachers, specifically elementary teachers, was a contentious issue in the last couple of days. I'm hearing mixed rumors. Was that solved or not?
So it was not solved.
Okay, so they did not agree to
They didn't.
that.
No.
A firm no still from the mayor?
As far as I know, yes. Firm
Okay.
no.
And how did delegates react to that?
Mixed feelings because we do need the prep time. We're giving free labor, because the thought is teachers are going to come in the building before school or stay late to prepare for classes. And I'm sure anybody knows a good teacher will do that. So it's pretty much free labor. So, but we have some big wins. So, we're not going to get everything we're asking for. We all know that. So we're just going to move forward if possible.
All right. Thank you very much for speaking to me, and good luck. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, folks. Fortunately, we were able to hear from one of the delegates inside the building here. If you're just tuning in, we all rushed up here because we saw the delegates streaming out, and nobody was saying anything. They were clearly instructed or didn't want to talk to the press. And that wasn't a good sign to me. I was here during the 2012 strike, and during that strike, they voted to end the strike, and everybody came out and they were cheering. There was an instant press conference. People were happy to talk to the press. You could just see the mood of the people streaming out. And after we just talked to the lady just now, a majority wanted to take the tentative agreement, but there's still some sticking points like the prep time. They never agreed to that. So that was a rumor. I apologize. I actually said that wrong on the previous stream. I had heard that was actually settled, but it is not. Mayor's still holding firm. No prep time, because from the mayor's perspective, that means they have to shorten the time for students to be in class with the teacher. And that's the only way that can be solved. But as we heard from the teacher we were just interviewing, they're doing work for free, either before school or after school. And especially elementary teachers, from what we've talked to, they get the brunt of that the worst. Sure. Oop, pardon me.
We want to move back to that spot. What do you want to do this?
Yeah, we can move back over here.
Let's keep watching over here for a little bit.
Yeah, we're going to stay up live for a little bit. Maybe we can get some more information, see more of the delegates streaming out here. So again, just to update you, the vote did not go through, so class will not be on tomorrow. We do know that. We're assuming that the bargaining team will be meeting with the mayor's people probably early tomorrow to discuss the results of this and see where they can go from there. And obviously, when we find out that, we'll update you. There's always a potential chance there may be another meeting of the delegates tomorrow night if they are able to come to some other terms in their discussions, if they have them tomorrow. But as of tonight, school is not on the strike, has not been ended yet.
I hate so much to be a stickler, but do you mind being on that side of the ribbon?
Sure,
Do you mind
there's
being on
not a
that
lot
side of that post? Thank you so much. All right, thanks. Safe trip home tonight. Thank you. All right.
You can go. I mean, just don't stand in front of it. But...
No, I don't want to stand there.
Oh no! Sorry, our camera person, Lorenzo's umbrella, just reversed and went inside out. It's still cold and rainy here in Chicago, so thanks for bearing with us. We've been out here in the cold and rain waiting for this the last 2.5 hours. And more of the delegates you see now streaming out of the building.
She said she'll come out when she wants y'all to do something.
So we...
I'm not gonna say what.
So we probably will get an official press statement shortly, I'm assuming. So we're going to stay live, waiting for that. Yes, it is not warm here tonight. Very windy.
Joy of joys.
So again, everyone watching, one of the issues that definitely did not get solved in the latest proposal from the city was adequate prep time for teachers before school or during the day, and especially elementary school teachers. So that is something that people are still a little upset about. You can see our piece on that from earlier today, where we interviewed a 21-year veteran of the Chicago Public Schools. She's an elementary teacher out in front of Locke Elementary School on Monday. And you can check that video on our social feeds, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. In that interview, I asked that veteran teacher if she was involved in 2012 strike. She was, and I asked her what she learned from that, and she said they lost so much from that strike. So much was left on the table. These really important issues, not things like just teacher salary, but what's good for the schools. Adequate staffing, all these things they've been fighting for hard over the last few weeks. And she said 2012 did not help us. That was her words. And so I think that vibe is pretty common from the teachers I've talked to that have been in both strikes now, that they don't want to celebrate too early, get back to school, and 2 years from now have the same systemic issues plaguing Chicago public schools.
Sounds like it's a foot walk, right?
Not right now.
I feel like you got locked up. I'm frustrated.
Yeah.
Very. Very. How do you want to get through?
This way.
Overheard one of the delegates on his way out saying he's frustrated, another one reiterating, yes, very.
Thank
So everyone, if you're just joining us, we appreciate you tuning into Unicorn Riot tonight. We're out in front of CTU headquarters, and just moments ago all the delegates started pouring out of the building. They didn't look happy, and they were not talking to press. And one of the delegates finally did stop and talk to some press, and she informed us that there was a vote. They did not approve the proposal from the city. There's too much contention on a few issues still. One of them being the makeup days for the days missed for the kids. Many teachers feel the kids deserve it, and it's something that they're fighting for hard to make sure the kids get their, don't miss out from the teachers having to do this for them. So.
You lining my tripod?
Where is it?
So again, viewers, it looks like this is still going to be going on at least tomorrow, if not in the next couple of days. So make sure you're following Unicorn Riot for further updates. If you follow us on Twitter at @UR_Ninja, that's at @UR_Ninja, and you can find us on Facebook. Just type in Unicorn Riot. You'll find us there. Same on YouTube. Type in Unicorn Riot. You can find us. Follow us on your social media of choice so you can get notifications when we do go live here from Chicago and other stories from around the country.
It's true.
We're afraid of 1 day and 2 days. Yeah, you told me because I dropped off.
I think you drove through, right?
Did we get any
Careful with one or two. Because you're trying to get sound.
So we're hoping we're going to get an official statement at some point here. Obviously, we're going to try to stay live here so we can bring you that as soon as that happens. So please bear with us here.
Yeah, I'll be a while. I gotta come back out to get my gear.
Yeah, this one, you want to come in? Yeah, or just here.
Do you want to try and get it more so that we have stuff?
Do we need it?
Safety.
I'm going to take it as soon as I set you up.
You viewers, I just want to clarify something for you. I may have misspoke a little bit. They didn't say no. They didn't necessarily vote no. A majority voted yes on the stipulation that the mayor takes care of these remaining or adding on school days for the missed days for the kids. So it's kind of a weird. They tentatively voted yes if the mayor tomorrow agrees to the school days. Then if that I would assume that means if the mayor tomorrow announces.
Turn it on.
Hold on.
Look here, stand right here. No, we're not allowed past this room. What's your name, ma'am?
Dr. Avira.
Okay, so what happened in there tonight?
It's in the mayor's hands now. It's up to her whether we go back to school.
So, as of right now, there is no return to work agreement.
It's up to the mayor.
What do you mean by that?
Jesse Sharkey's going to talk to everyone. I'm pretty sure you guys are going to be in there talking to him, and he'll probably spell it out better. But I will say it's up to the mayor. Now, earlier when we talked, we did talk about what did we talk about? Remember what we talked about? If she understood state law. So let's see if she understands state law.
What was the discussion like around class size?
We've made some headway, and this is setting the groundwork for what we need.
So, but the union says you have a tentative agreement, just not a return to work agreement. So
It's a tentative agreement, not a return to work agreement. I really don't want to say too much because I think the union is going to speak for us.
Can you tell us about the mood inside that meeting? Was everybody in agreement?
Well, people have various opinions, but together we still together. We still together in there.
Thank you.
So I don't know if you could hear the person being interviewed right there, but basically what she was saying is that it's on the mayor now. She wouldn't say much as far as details, but it's in the mayor's court at the moment. And if we could, judging by what the last person that was interviewed said, I'm going to take that as they basically voted yes if the mayor agrees to the added school days to make up for the missed school days. So it's a tentative agreement from the union.
Who was Mayor like before? Is she for the children or is she for the 1% of the city of Chicago? Who is she really there for? Do you think we're for the children? You know, we want what's right. We should not have to fight for what kids should already have. We're fighting for what they should already have.
Yeah.
We shouldn't have to go through that.
Are you disappointed that she put up such a fight to all these things?
I'm disappointed that when she was running for mayor, she made all these promises. And now that she's mayor, she didn't keep any of her promises. That's what's disappointing.
Do you feel like you'll see a real change in your school based on this?
I do. I think there'll be a change at CPS. I think it's made the union stronger. You know, it's a journey. It's hard. And you're not going to get everything you want, but you have to lay the groundwork for the future. And I think with this, we've truly laid the groundwork for the future. Because now we have the governor involved. Now we have Mike Madigan involved as far as elected school board. So that's something to look forward to.
Great. I know you're freezing. Thank you so much for talking to me.
So again, tentative agreement. Or with Unicorn Riot? Did you want to say anything?
Oh, no, I just said...
We heard what you said. I didn't know if you had anything in addition. We can give you a card. You can check us out later. If you're curious.
Do you think you had enough time to actually study the contract?
Well, it was on
Since when?
Union, and I called teachers at my school.
Was that the CCS tentative contract that they posted last night?
No, it wasn't the same one.
This was the tentative agreement that was posted on Chalkbeat earlier today.
Okay, I don't know what was posted.
Sorry, when was it posted?
It was posted today. The teachers at my school were online and they were reading. So we were communicating back and forth.
This is a 5-year agreement?
I want to say yes.
So you had a few hours to study for a contract that's a 5-year agreement.
But we kind of sort of knew what was in
The language on overcrowded classrooms, I mean, that seems a little bit hazy and bad.
Well, we have to lay the groundwork somewhere.
Right. They said the same thing in 2012. Look where we are today. I know, and it was horrible. It was horrible.
Were there any discussions about
Okay, so from the two interviews we did, there is a tentative yes vote from the CTU on the agreement on the table, with the stipulation that the mayor accepts their demands for adding on the school days for the missed classes for the kids. So I would imagine that might mean tomorrow, if the mayor says yes and she puts that in writing on the contract, there may not be a need to reconvene the delegates, and they can solve this tomorrow and possibly be back in school Friday. So that's kind of where we're at with that. So as the last lady that just came out was saying, it's in the mayor's hands at this point. We will be hearing from union press liaisons at some point here, hopefully sooner than later. Well, we will try to stay live here for the official announcement from the union.
I ain't let nobody turn me wrong.
Nope. No, I saw her with the cane. I just want to make sure that she could get through easy. Good night. Thank you. Have a good one.
This morning. And then,
sorry. My bad.
I had been trying to, I parked this way. I had been trying to get
So we're basically just here waiting for the word where we can go inside and get the official statement from the union rep. At least I'd be optimistic that they're going to take us inside for the statement from the union rep, because we're all a little bit cold out here.
It's just like whoosh, all over the place. And I was like, oh my goodness. I'm like, oh. Thank you.
Yeah, you can. It's not going to close.
So it definitely looks like we're going to be here at the very least through tomorrow to keep covering what's going on here in Chicago. So make sure you're following us on your social media of choice, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. Find our Twitter at UR_ninja, and the rest just by our name, Unicorn Riot. Go to our website, unicornriot.ninja. You can check out all our articles and posts, everything in one tight little package. You can see all of our past live streams there. It's unicornriot.ninja.
Thank you.
I've never been more interested to know a statement. Come on, send your statement there.
And while we have a few moments to kill, viewers, it's a good time to remind you that we are holding a year-end fundraiser right now for as little as $5 a month. We're going to send you some free Unicorn Riot gifts, a couple stickers, a magnet, thank you card. Thank you for being a sustaining donor. If you're already a sustaining donor, we appreciate it. If you're already a sustaining donor and we don't have your address on file, send it to us now. You can also get some of the free gifts we're giving out during this fundraiser. And you can go to unicornriot.ninja, and there's a banner at the top of the page that says Keep Us Growing in 2020. Click on that, and you'll learn how to donate. And we are getting called inside now.
Oh, yeah.
We're about to hear the official statement from the union. So make sure you share this out. People you know that are interested in what's going on here, share, share, share. Let them know what's going on. Send them to Unicorn Riot, and we're going to get you the union statement here. Oh, the warmth is awesome. That's what I've been waiting for hours. All right.
Good night. Okay, guys.
Oh, can we get on the thing?
Yeah, get there quick.
Throw me the cable, would you?
Good? Yeah, I just wanted to make sure it wasn't falling off all over the place. That was me there.
With what? With that?
Yeah, I was taped down. Sorry.
Okay.
Just making sure they don't fall off
Yeah,
here.
that's right. I don't want it to fail.
Yep.
Yeah, it's better with the cable. You never know. There you go.
All right. Somebody around. No, for fuck's sake.
It's not good. I'm sorry, man. It's not you with you. Is this yours? I thought this was yours.
You guys everybody got a white? Good? Check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. Everybody else set? Check 1, 2, 3, 4. Test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Check, check, check.
Whose is this?
This is so much fun. I love it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Who lost an audio recorder?
Audio recorder,
1,
anybody?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Check, 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 check. I'm not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, it's a delicate situation up here.
Well, you know, what's the point of getting here early if people just, you know, makes a person have feelings.
Okay, good. Everybody?
Grab that recorder.
It's up there. But I think it may have broke. The gentleman nudged the rig and fell off.
Managed to put it back together?
I don't think so.
No, it's
on the
Put it back together and turn it on.
Oh.
Yours.
Oh, great, thanks.
I'll send you audio or something.
No, it should be working. Hello. That's working. Thank
Get lower right here.
Who knocked it over? You know, I'm in the middle of trying to cover something. Yo. Yeah, we're waiting here for the news. What's up? Well, we'll see. Hopefully. Here they are.
Max, stop messing with me.
So I want to apologize for throwing everybody else back out in the rain. I'm very sorry about that. And waiting for our peeps to roll out so soon.
I don't remember either one, do you? No. Did you text them? No, I didn't. Maybe reach out to the 260. Is that in your manager? Oh, he's right there.
That's good, Margarita.
Right?
I don't see it.
Oh, right. Like, Winnie got it. Winnie got it.
Well, I mean, that's up to you.
It's
With grandparents? No, but like
Where's Stacy?
Here she come.
Okay, well, I can't be on that side. Come on,
I'm going to lower this in advance a little bit because there's a lot of shorter people coming up there.
Right there, right there.
Well, there's a lot of shorter people coming up next. Here, that's good. Can we let Stacy right in here?
Yeah.
Hey, Stacy,
Stacy's right
Stacy,
here.
come on in here.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Come on, sit in here. Yeah. Come on here, Randy. Come on, here, squeeze up.
So funny.
Okay. All right. Good evening, everyone. Tonight, the Chicago Teachers Union's House of Delegates voted to approve a tentative agreement with the Chicago Public Schools. We believe this is an agreement which will produce real, lasting benefits in our schools. It's a contract that we can believe in. It has meaningful improvements in class size and in staffing and a number of other features which we believe will help transform public schools in Chicago. There's one issue, however, that's an important issue. Our union does not have a return to work agreement. Our delegates told us in no uncertain terms we were not going back to work unless there is a provision made for making up the instructional days that have been lost over the last 10 days. Our members want to return to work. Everyone was clear about that. However, the mayor of the city of Chicago has said that we will not be able to make up lost instructional days. As teachers in the city who educate students, we have a number of requirements. We teach a curriculum that is mandated by the state. We deliver instruction to students who take third grade benchmarks. We give instruction to students who take important tests. We need instructional time with those students. This has been an argument the city has made. This has been an argument that we've seen in the Sun-Times and other newspapers. They said can't lose instructional time. And we do not understand why the mayor cannot simply call and say, we'll give you an agreement to make up the instructional time. If the mayor calls, and I take that call and she says that we have an agreement on that, we'll be back at work tomorrow. If she does not call, then we're continuing to be on strike tomorrow. We're asking members of this union to meet tomorrow at 10 a.m. at City Hall. We'll take the case directly to the mayor and we'll ask her personally. Please agree to restore instructional time so that this strike can end and that we can go back to work. We miss our students. We want school to continue. I'd like now to have a couple of people come and talk about sort of a broader context. And I'm going to start with Randy Weingarten, who's the president of the American Federation of Teachers, a 1.8 million member union, international. Thank you, Randy.
Thank you, Jesse. Thank you, Jesse. Thank you, Stacy. So I have been through many contract struggles and many legislative struggles on a national level, on a state level, and on a local level. The educators in Chicago, starting with Local 73 of SEIU, who are the assistants to special needs kids, to the paraprofessionals, to the teachers, the social workers, and the other educators in Chicago, they do God's work. They, every single day, find ways to ensure that kids have the support they need for their futures. This strike, like the strike in West Virginia, in Oklahoma, in Arizona, in Los Angeles, these are all strikes about ensuring that we have the support and the resources we need, not only to live in the places that we teach, but to have those resources that our kids need to thrive. I've been on many lines in the last few days. What you hear from teachers and from paras is we need the class sizes, we need the nurses, we need the guidance counselors. We need to be able to make instruction real and vital. And frankly, what we also need is the kind of time, like the prep time, that they have in countries that outcompete us. We actually teach in the United States of America an hour more a day than the countries that outcompete us. The mayor has said that instructional time was really important. We agree. And every one of our members expressed today that we need to actually see our kids and have the make-up instructional time to deal with our kids who are going to college, to deal with our kids in elementary schools. And so what I don't understand, and look, I'm a New Yorker. Maybe that's why I don't understand it. But what I don't understand is for a mayor who believes that this instructional time is so important to keep on a day-to-day basis. The teachers want to make up the instructional time. The kids have asked for it. The parents have asked for it. So that's why today, even though everything about this TA is not perfect, we know there needs to be more for the kids of Chicago and the educators of Chicago. But the CTU got together and said, we want to close this chapter and make sure that we get back to school together. So I'm asking the mayor, in good faith, let's close this chapter together and let's get back to school and get back the instructional time to help all our kids in Chicago. Thank you.
Yep. Right as you were making your opening statement there, CPS canceled class officially for tomorrow. Does your offer to go back to class?
Bring Dan up. Bring Dan up. He doesn't want your press conference.
I'll take questions as soon as we've got a couple more people, and I want to have Dan Montgomery, who's the president of the IFT, and I will take questions.
Good evening, Dan Montgomery, President of the Illinois Federation of Teachers. I want to say that teachers and paraprofessionals all over the state of Illinois not only stand with Chicago, but we're proud. This is a historic moment here. The members of this union have worked very hard and under very difficult circumstances to achieve gains for the city, for the children of this city. And when you look at the contract that they've just tentatively approved pending this resolution on make-up days, it is historic. And that's why you've seen everywhere, as Randy said, when we're on the line, you see parents and community members with the teachers and paras. They want this for the city. I also want to say, you know, if you go back in the state of Illinois 20 years or so, there were often not make-up days done. Boards of education wanted to punish strikers. But the times have changed. Our communities have rejected that philosophy and embraced exactly what Jesse said. Parents want their children in school. Parents want their kids to be able to do well on AP exams, to make the next grade's promotion, to do well on NAEP and other assessments, and to get what they need to succeed in this really competitive world we're in. That's what parents want. And that's why in the last 20 years you've seen virtually every single day of a strike in any Illinois school district made up with the agreement of the school board. And we would implore the mayor to do the same here and to do it quickly. Thank you.
You want me to start taking questions?
Yeah, I'll start. I just want to make one thing clear. No one's asking to work for free or being paid to strike. That's not what we're saying. We're saying that, like, we want to teach our students. Right now, we feel like this is punitive on the mayor's part. That she's basically like, she backed herself into a corner by saying she wouldn't do it. She's hoping that would intimidate us from standing up for what we stood up for. Over the last 2 weeks, we have achieved gains in our schools that will be meaningful gains for all of our students. That will make our schools better for a generation to come. We're not going to fall asleep tonight in Portage Park, and wake up in Lake Forest. That's not the way that's going to work. Like we know there's still going to be difficulties in Chicago Public Schools, but the commitment for nurses in our schools, a nurse in our school every day by the end of this contract, a commitment for enforceable class size provisions, commitments for social workers, commitments for resources to help coordinate with homeless students, and I could go on and on. We feel like important things were accomplished during the last 10 days. Things that would never have been accomplished if we hadn't walked the picket lines. Would not have been accomplished. Things that had not been accomplished after decades and decades of us going with our hat in our hands and begging. It was only when we raised our collective voices that we got those things in an agreement.
Yes, absolutely.
And now we feel like we're just being punished because we had the audacity to defy the mayor. And that's not right. Because ultimately, if this is a mayor that could have been negotiating with us when she first came to office in May or in June or in July or in August. She didn't have to wait till September to negotiate class size with us. She didn't have to wait till there was a strike to put nurses and social workers in schools. She didn't have to do any of that. But that's what she did. To settle the strike, we have now an agreement. And now her last card is to try to punish us for what we did. And our members are very clear. We have a tentative agreement. We're happy about it. I'm happy to say to the mayor, you did the right thing. You met your campaign promises. Not perfect. Don't want to oversell that. Our members, by the way, still have to ratify this thing. If we ever get back to work, we'll take a ratification, have a new contract. But we're not walking away from 2 weeks of school.
That's right.
And so with that, I'll take some questions.
Would you be willing to, say, lose some of the Christmas or the holiday break or spring break? Is it always tacked on at the end?
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily. I mean, I think we'd have to look at the way to do it. But this requires a willingness to bargain with us over it and to get into the details of it. And I stand here ready and willing to do that.
The City Hall seems sort of surprised about this, that it didn't come up in your discussions yesterday when they said, okay, what's holding this up? And now they seem a little like, why didn't we hear about this?
Yeah, I mean, this has always been a thing. Like, I mean, there's
it's labor law.
Yeah, it's labor law. Strikes end with a return to work agreement, and I mean, if the mayor is going to hire a labor negotiator who's negotiated 500 contracts and has been doing it since 1987, you'd think she would have taken his advice and asked him about it. But I think instead, what happened is, this is a mayor who has felt personally affronted and challenged by the fact that teachers have been on picket lines. It was never personal. It was never the case that look, nurse, you can go back in 2012 and look at the picket signs that we made in 2012. And it talked about we want a counselor, we want clinicians, we want social workers at every school.
That's right.
We walked with those signs. We made yard signs. In fact, I saw one the other day. Someone still had one from 12. I'd never heard of Lori Lightfoot when we did that. This is not about her. This is about what we need to do for our students.
Period.
Are you willing to make up that time if it was unpaid, if the mayor offered that?
We don't work unpaid. We don't do unpaid work. No, and if the mayor came and said, let's make an arrangement to try to figure out how to work it in. 10 days is a lot of days to make up. I don't think our members necessarily want to be working all through Christmas break any more than students want to be coming in Christmas break to do that. So, but I'll take her call. I just, right now, the immediate announcement we got was that school is canceled.
Can you give us a sense of the debate tonight? Because the vote was not unanimous.
Oh, no, not at all. Yeah, come on, Stacey.
Thanks, Marianne, because I saw your tweets when I was inside. First off, no, it's fine. I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you to Chicago for your extraordinary patience, your extraordinary trust in your teachers, your school clerks, your teachers' assistants, your school nurses, your social workers and clinicians. I want to say thank you to parents for believing us, for trusting us, That means a lot. I want to again apologize to all of the athletes here in Chicago the student athletes in Chicago who had to endure this strike. It was not fair to you, and you're never going to get that moment back. And we are sincerely sorry about those missed opportunities. I appreciate the love, the support, and the respect that we received from a multitude of people, from the citizens who left coffee cards, at Dunkin' Donuts or Starbucks, to those who dropped off sandwiches and cookies and donuts, to those who blew horns at us when it was raining outside, to those who came by and walked with us. All of you deserve a great big thank you from everyone, and we thank you. Thank you so very much. Thank you. Thank you. Hold on, Marianne.
The question was, there was debate. The vote was not unanimous.
So let me tell you, two things about what you all are learning. Number one, y'all know way more about the Constitution of our House of Delegates than we do the U.S. Constitution. That's a fact. Number two, but not history teachers. Number two, teachers are some of your most well-read individuals, period. They do not mind speaking their mind. If you can get 25,000 teachers out on the streets, we didn't get them there because they follow blindly. Right. We don't get them there because they just trust people. These are individuals who ask questions, who interrogate information, who have an analysis, and figure out how to make a vote. We do not expect consensus in our house. I need to say that again. We do not expect consensus in our house. What happened here tonight was absolutely expected. It is raucous in this house. We cultivate that in our house. It is important that we get in a space where people are comfortable enough to disagree, to agree, to figure it out, to make amendments, and then to take a vote. That's what we do. And that's not a new thing here. It could be about a resolution to shut down network offices, and it's going to get the same amount of debate as this gets. That is just the nature of what we do here.
Can I ask about class size? Were you surprised that people weren't as happy about the class size provisions as they seem like a big gain, $35 million, and yet there seemed like a lot of discord around that?
We've been on strike for 10 days. And you don't go from 100 to 0 in a moment, and you don't go from 0 to 100 in a moment. Our members are tired. They've been sleep deprived. We're anxious. And so the details are not as clear right now. Yes, it is a tremendous gain. Look, we've never had class size enforcement in a contract ever in the history of a collective bargaining agreement with the Chicago Teachers Union. That's right. Never. Right? Never. We've never done this before. And to have that in the contract is a substantial gain for the entire school district. So look, this is not the ratification process. This is a TA process. Yes. We're going to be going school to school, region to region, having these raucous debates again and taking in questions. But it is a substantial win. Look, all of these people standing here, they negotiated this contract. They negotiated. I keep telling you, we don't do anything as union bosses. We do it as rank and file leaders.
You addressed the workers who supported the teachers, and there was immense support in the working class in Chicago for the teachers' strike. Why didn't the CTU call for a general strike to shut the city down?
I don't know. We still got time, don't we?
A little bit ago, Jesse had said teachers don't work for free. What about the adequate prep time issue? Did that get resolved in this?
It did not. Well, the mayor told us that we could strike for a year, and she still wasn't going to give us prep time.
What's her rationale?
You would have to ask her that. We understand the instructional time that they claim that they're trying to protect. That instructional time consists of 15 minutes of breakfast in classrooms. That instructional time that they say is an instructional time also consists of recess. So the added instructional time from Rom's longer day is two things. It is breakfast in the classroom. That's number one, and it is recess. Lunch and recess. That is the instructional time that they are desperately trying to protect.
I heard, I talked to a couple elementary school teachers, and they told me that in some cases they're being let in the building at the exact same time as the students.
That's exactly what happens.
That's what we do.
I mean, we've been unpacking this for a while now, y'all. That's the issue there, and we're still being told no. Look, it doesn't make sense to us, as it doesn't make sense to you, and here we are. So when people say teachers haven't compromised, or that we want everything and we've given nothing, not true.
No,
not true.
Not at all.
Not true.
Is there anything more specific you can tell us about what class size enforcement means in this tentative agreement?
Let me tell you one component of it. Number one, class size is going to encompass the entire city of Chicago. That's one thing. That it has an enforcement mechanism that comes with resources to enforce it. But perhaps one of the most important things, I'm a teacher. I'm a high school history teacher. And I've taught in communities, Inglewood, Humboldt Park, and North Lawndale. And in those neighborhoods, we have less resources than we should have. And with this particular contract, all of those schools will get moved to the front of the line. So class size is going to come down. They're going to get nurses, and they're going to get social workers, because we're going to make priorities. We're going to move priorities there. And that's a good thing. We know that there are educators leaving those teaching environments 6-1 because it's so difficult without the resources that they need to complete the job. So in this contract, we want to respect that, and we want to get stability in those places. We want the students to have what they need, and the workers who are doing the work with them to have what they need as well.
Any ratios or specific numbers in it?
Yeah, it is. But I'm not about to unpack that. I'll come sit with you afterwards. Or you should have been in there with the teachers, because I was doing the same thing with them. Yeah, but I will. Seriously, I'll come.
Is there a time frame on that when we're going to see those changes?
It's a phase-in. So this is what I've been saying from the very beginning, is that we weren't asking for it to drop out of the sky tomorrow. We're asking for a phase-in over the life of the contract. We didn't want a 5-year contract. We still don't want a 5-year contract. We still don't want to have schools without prep time. No. Right? We don't want either one of those things. And both of those things are a reality right now. One of the things that I do want to draw your attention to is that the governor, the Senate president, and the Speaker of the House have committed to restoring our full collective bargaining rights. Yeah. And giving all of Chicago a seat at the table when it comes to school policy. One of the things that you can't help but read on Twitter and Facebook are all of the parents who are powerless in schools, right? And they want a seat at the table. And we want them to have a seat at the table. It is our hope that having those who are most intimately impacted by school policy will also be the ones making better decisions about school policy. Look, mayoral control since 1995 has not served the Chicago public schools well. This is significant because it signals a change in how things are done in Chicago. We are proud of that too. We appreciate y'all camping out. We appreciate everything that you've done thus far. Everyone, this has really been something. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Maria needs to do Spanish.
Maria's got to do Spanish.
Maria.
And then we can take it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Buenas tardes. La Cámara de Delegados del Sindicato de Chicago de Maestros votó hoy a suspender la huelga y recomienda a nuestros miembros que acepten el acuerdo tentativo sujeto a la restauración de los días de instrucción perdidos durante la huelga. Queremos decir que hemos negociado un acuerdo que tiene disposiciones sin precedentes para reducir el tamaño de clase y aumentar el número de personal certificado para ayudar a nuestros estudiantes. Pero al mismo tiempo queremos decir que estuvimos negociando por 10 meses y cuando la alcaldesa entró a su posición en julio, por 3 meses demoró el proceso de negociación hasta que llegamos a huelga. Y ella misma admitió hoy que por esa razón de demorar tiempo, tuvimos nosotros que hacer las cosas rápidamente durante huelga. Ahora ella quiere castigar a los estudiantes por quitarle tiempo de instrucción, castigar a los educadores en las aulas, en las escuelas y decirlo, por razón de ir de huelga no voy a dar para atrás el tiempo de instrucción. Esto es injusto. Nosotros luchamos para mejorar y transformar las escuelas públicas. Hemos llegado a un buen acuerdo y queremos que la alcaldesa ya no esté peleando con nosotros, que se une con nosotros para mover adelante, para mejorar nuestras escuelas. Al mismo tiempo, quiero decirle a los padres, a los educadores, a los estudiantes, a las comunidades, gracias por su apoyo, gracias en confiar en nosotros, en la lucha que llevamos. Estábamos peleando por ustedes, los estudiantes, y sí llegamos a un buen acuerdo. Van a haber mejoramiento en las escuelas. ¿Preguntas? No, gracias. Thank you.
I just have one more thing.
Wait a minute. Sorry.
My phone hasn't rung yet. So as of right now, CPS has canceled schools for tomorrow. But we want to go back to work. What we're going to do tomorrow is we're asking all of our members from every school in the city. And you want to know what? If you support teachers and you've got a little bit of free time tomorrow morning at 10 a.m., come to City Hall. We want to bring the voices of everyone who's been involved in this fight over the last 2 weeks to City Hall to demand that the mayor of the city restore instructional time for our students. We won many things in this battle. We now need to close the final chapter, which is to get an agreement to return to work. So, sisters and brothers of the City of Chicago, union siblings, supporters, come out to the City Hall tomorrow at 10 a.m. We'd love to see you there. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, Lordy. Girl. No, I'm going to go to Rome, New York.
All right, everyone, you heard it here in the official press conference from the union. There was a tentative agreement on the city proposal. It doesn't have everything in it they've been fighting for over the last few weeks, especially the last couple days. The really nitty-gritty doesn't have everything in there, but they did have a majority tentative agreement, with the exception that the mayor agrees to making up for the lost instructional days, 10 so far. So you heard Jesse Sharkey, the CTU president, say, hey, if the mayor calls me tonight and agrees to that, we could be back at school tomorrow. As he was saying that, right as he was saying that, actually, CPS tweeted that classes are canceled for tomorrow. So regardless, class is canceled tomorrow. But we could have some kind of agreement tomorrow based on what the mayor says. The president of CTU, Jesse Sharkey, also called for all their union members to meet at City Hall tomorrow at 10 a.m. to try to force this issue to the mayor. So I don't know if there's going to be picket lines tomorrow. We will find out. But either way, we'll try to be at City Hall to bring you coverage and hopefully live of what's going on there. So that's what we know. The strike is not officially off yet, and we thank you for tuning into Unicorn Riot all week since we've been here. It's really our honor to be able to bring you this coverage. We can't do it without you at home, without your viewer support. Now's the best time to donate to Unicorn Riot if you've been wanting to for a while. We're doing a fundraiser, just $5 or less or more a month. We're going to send you some free Unicorn Riot gifts, and it really helps us out. We really appreciate it. It keeps our media free for everyone, which is it's always going to be that way. And that way we can travel to Chicago and places like this around the country and around the world for news that you care about. So we thank you, viewers. Make sure you follow us on your favorite social media of choice. You can find us at Unicorn Riot on YouTube, Facebook. It's at URNinja on Twitter. Look at Twitter if you don't follow us already for updates tomorrow and the next couple days on the CTU strike. And check out our website, unicornriot.ninja. You can see all of our coverage that we do right there in one place, and you can go there. Also, it's a very easy way to donate to us at the top of the page. There's a little banner that says, help keep us growing into 2020. Click there. It'll tell you how to do it. So I want to thank everybody for tuning in today. I want to thank all the other Unicorn Right members for helping out. We got Lorenzo operating the camera. Thank you so much. John Ziegler right here, John Z, being your host. It's my honor. We got Andrew producing our live stream from home. And we also have Chris and Jen and probably a couple of other members really working hard tonight to make sure we're busting out this information to you as it comes out. Stay tuned tonight. We're going to try to get an HD upload of this press conference up for your convenience and more media. And we're getting pushed out the door. So we are going down, folks. We appreciate it. Thank you so much. Have a good night. We will see you soon.